The morning dew glistened on the curved surfaces of New Haven's hydroponics domes, refracting the red-tinged light of Proxima Centauri into countless tiny rainbows. Governor Sarah Chen stood at her office window, watching the settlement come to life as it had every morning for the past 5 years. The colony's daily rhythm was a testament to humanity's adaptability. 3,000 light-years from Earth, they had created something remarkable. Today marked their 5th anniversary of establishing the colony. Workers were already setting up the celebration pavilion in the central plaza, their movements precise despite the slightly lower gravity. The aroma of fresh-baked bread from the agricultural sector drifted through the environmental systems, a small luxury they had perfected after 2 years of experimenting with local wheat variants. "Governor, the school children are ready for their presentation," her assistant mentioned through the comm system. Sarah smiled, remembering how the colony's first generation of children had never seen Earth except in virtual reality simulations. To them, the red dwarf star and the perpetual twilight of tidally locked Proxima were normal. The celebration began precisely at 900 colony time. Sarah watched with pride as 30 children performed their carefully choreographed dance, their movements telling the story of humanity's journey to the stars. Their parents and fellow colonists gathered around, recording the moment on their devices to share with family back on Earth during the next communication window. To 5 years of achievement, Sarah raised her glass of synthesized champagne, addressing the gathered crowd. "From our first step on this soil to today, we've built more than just a colony. We've built a home." The applause that followed was interrupted by a high-priority alert from the settlement's sensor array. Sarah's neural implant pinged urgently, and she excused herself from the celebration, hurrying to the operations center. The massive screens displaying New Haven's security feeds showed multiple anomalies in high orbit. "Report," she commanded, stepping into the center's controlled chaos. Chief of Security Marcus Rodriguez pointed to the main display. "Massive energy signatures, Governor. Nothing like our supply ships. Whatever they are, they're big, and there are at least 30 of them." The objects emerged from what appeared to be fold space, their hulls reflecting the dim red sunlight. They were beautiful in a terrifying way, sleek, crystalline structures that seemed to defy conventional engineering. Each ship was easily the size of Earth's largest space stations. "First contact protocol," Sarah ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Years of training kicked in across the colony. Shield generators hummed to life, and non-essential personnel began moving to secure locations. They had drilled for this, even if none of them truly expected it to happen. The message arrived on all frequencies, translated in real time by their AI systems. The voice was oddly melodious, but carried an unmistakable tone of superiority. "Primitive settlement. You occupy territory claimed by the Zarkax Imperium. Your presence here is unauthorized. You will evacuate this world immediately. Your limited technology level has been noted. You have 1 planetary rotation to comply." Sarah looked at the faces around her in the operations center. 5 years of hard work, of building something from nothing, of creating a future for humanity among the stars. Her response was immediate. "This is Governor Sarah Chen of New Haven Colony. We are a sovereign settlement of Earth, and this planet is our legally established home. We are open to diplomatic dialogue, but we will not be intimidated into abandoning our colony." The silence that followed her transmission felt eternal. When the response came, it was different, colder, harder. "Your species' defiance is noted. The Zarkax Imperium does not negotiate with primitive civilizations. Your destruction will serve as an example to others who would challenge our authority. Prepare for cleansing." Sarah activated the colony-wide emergency broadcast system. As she began speaking, the massive ships above began moving into attack formation, their crystalline surfaces growing dark with gathered energy. The celebration decorations still fluttered in the artificial breeze as New Haven prepared for war. The first blast from the Zarkax ships turned 3 kilometers of pristine farmland into glass. Through the operations center's windows, Sarah watched the red-tinged sky darkened with debris as autonomous defense drones launched from hidden silos, their formations tight and purposeful against the alien fleet. Mining Team 6 reporting in, Marcus announced, his hands flying over the holographic controls. They've converted the deep core plasma drills. Ready on your command, Governor. Sarah nodded, her mind racing through calculations. The colony had prepared for emergencies, but not for this scale of assault. Give them the green light. All mining teams, weapons free. Deep beneath the surface, New Haven's miners activated their modified equipment. Industrial plasma drills, originally designed to cut through bedrock, now pointed skyward. The first coordinated volley surprised the Zarkak ships, the concentrated plasma beams burning through the lower atmosphere with unexpected intensity. Direct hit on their smallest vessel, Marcus reported, a note of fierce pride in his voice. Their shields weren't configured for industrial-grade plasma. In the agricultural domes, Dr. Emma Torres led her team in repurposing the atmospheric processors. Rerouting power to the electromagnetic coils now, she reported through the comm system. The massive machines, normally used to maintain optimal growing conditions, hummed with repurposed energy. The Zarkak ships descended lower, their crystalline structures casting prismatic shadows over the settlement. Their second attack targeted the colony's power grid, but found only decoy generators. New Haven's true power plant lay hidden in geothermal taps, deep underground. Children and elders worked together in the emergency bunkers, their roles well rehearsed from countless drills. 10-year-old Michael Chang coordinated the drone swarms through his neural interface, his young mind adapting quickly to battlefield tactics. Beside him, retired quantum engineer Dr. Patricia Moore calibrated the colony's shield frequencies, using her decades of experience to find patterns in the alien weapons. Their quantum destabilization beams operate on a predictable frequency, Dr. Moore's voice crackled through the command channel. Each blast has a 2-second vulnerability window, sending the data to all defense teams now. Sarah watched as her people adapted and fought back. Construction mechs, their frames reinforced with hastily welded armor, formed defensive lines around critical infrastructure. Hydroponics specialists released clouds of engineered spores, creating sensor-jamming fog banks that confused alien targeting systems. The battle transformed New Haven. Streets that hours ago hosted anniversary celebrations now served as trenches. The presentation stage became a command post, its decorative lights reprogrammed to coordinate evacuation routes. Governor, we've lost contact with sectors 7 through 9, Marcus reported grimly. But the bunkers are holding. Civilian casualties at 12% and holding. Sarah's neural implant pinged with a priority alert. The quantum communications array, their lifeline to Earth, was showing critical damage. She made her decision instantly. Begin Protocol Omega, she ordered. All units, initiate maximum resistance. Buy us the time we need. Throughout the colony, defenders received their final orders. They fought with everything they had, not just weapons, but with human ingenuity. Maintenance robots became mobile shield generators. Garden irrigation systems sprayed superheated steam at enemy ground forces. Even the colony's entertainment systems found a purpose, broadcasting frequencies that interfered with alien communications. In her command center, Sarah prepared the quantum encrypted message that would reach Earth. The data package contained everything: battle footage, shield frequencies, weapons analysis, and a personal message from every colonist who could record one. Launch the beacon, she commanded as the operations center shook from another impact. The small quantum probe, disguised as debris, shot away from the colony, carrying New Haven's legacy through the chaos above. Sarah watched the displays showing her people's desperate resistance. They weren't just fighting for survival. They were fighting to give Earth a chance, to ensure their sacrifice would not be in vain. As another section of the colony fell to alien weapons, she allowed herself a grim smile. The Zarkaks thought they were eradicating a primitive outpost. Instead, they were awakening a sleeping giant. The quantum probe's message arrived during a routine morning briefing at Earth Defense Command Headquarters in Geneva. Admiral James Chen, Sarah's father, sat motionless as the holographic display showed New Haven's last moments. Around the conference table, military leaders and civilian administrators watched in cold silence as the colony fought with desperate innovation against overwhelming odds. No one spoke when the transmission ended. The only sound was the soft hum of environmental systems and the distant rumble of Geneva's morning traffic, oblivious to the news from the stars. Protocol Infinity, Admiral Chen said quietly, his voice carrying the weight of 2 decades of preparation. Authorization, Chen 7 Delta 9. Across the solar system, hidden installations stirred to life. Beneath Mercury's scorched surface, massive doors opened in underground caverns, revealing automated shipyards stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Inside Venus's toxic atmosphere, construction platforms emerged from their camouflaged positions in the cloud layers. Throughout the asteroid belt, thousands of robotic manufacturing centers activated their beacon lights for the first time. In lunar orbit, General Maya Santos watched the encrypted alerts flood her command screen. "Begin Phase 1, she ordered, her voice steady. "All units, this is not a drill." The response was immediate. Mining operations across the solar system dropped their civilian facades, revealing stockpiles of refined materials that had been accumulated over decades. Automated transport ships, disguised as routine cargo haulers, began moving precisely along predetermined routes. Deep within Olympus Mons on Mars, Dr. Thomas Weber input his activation codes into the quantum computer complex. The artificial intelligence systems designed specifically for ship production came online, their capabilities finally unleashed after years of simulation and refinement. "The Zarkak's analysis is complete," he reported to Earth Command. "New Haven's sensor data gives us everything we need. Their technology is advanced, but not invincible. We can counter it." In the orbital shipyards above Earth, Commander Lai Wei's supervised as classified weapon designs were transferred to production systems. "The first wave of automated constructors is ready," she announced, beginning mass production of Mark I defense systems. The Security Council convened in their underground chamber beneath the Himalayas. The chamber's walls displayed real-time feeds from across the solar system as humanity's hidden industrial might awakened. Presidents, prime ministers, and coalition leaders watched as decades of secret preparation paid off. 20 years ago, we detected the first signs of alien civilizations. Council President Isabella Martinez addressed the assembly. "We knew this day might come. We prepared while they watched. We built while they dismissed us. Now they will learn what humanity can do when provoked." In the Kuiper Belt, stealth satellites recorded the Zarkak's fleet's departure from the ruins of New Haven. The aliens were already looking toward their next target, unaware that their victory had triggered their own downfall. Admiral Chen studied the production projections on his terminal. The numbers were staggering. Humanity's hidden factories could produce more ships in a month than the Zarkaks could in a year. Each vessel would carry the lessons learned from New Haven's last stand. "Begin full mobilization," he commanded. "Activate all production centers. Implementation of Emergency Defense Protocol 7 is now in effect." Throughout the solar system, humanity's response took shape. Automated factories began their relentless work. AI systems coordinated the massive logistics operation. The first hulls were already taking shape in Mercury's underground yards. In Geneva's streets, life continued normally. Citizens went about their day, unaware that beneath the surface of their solar system, an industrial giant was awakening. Their ignorance was by design. Humanity had learned long ago that the best-kept secrets were hidden in plain sight. Admiral Chen looked one last time at the final image from New Haven. His daughter Sarah, standing defiant in her command center. "The Zarkaks thought they were punishing a primitive species," he said quietly. "Instead, they've opened Pandora's box." The silence in the command center was different now. It was the silence of purpose, of controlled fury, of a species that had spent 20 years preparing for precisely this moment. Humanity's response was beginning, and it would reshape the galaxy. Mercury's underground shipyards pulsed with artificial daylight as robotic assemblers danced through the chamber. Each machine moved with practiced precision, their movements choreographed by quantum computers. Chief Engineer Rachel Santos stood on an observation platform, watching the first battleship take shape below. Production Line 7 is now at 100% efficiency, her neural implant reported. Hull completion rate, 1 vessel every 8 minutes. She allowed herself a small smile. 20 years of preparation had refined their manufacturing process to an art form. The massive facility stretched for kilometers in every direction, a carefully designed mix of automated systems and human oversight. Status report from Venus Construction Hub, the comm system announced. They've successfully adapted the New Haven shield frequency data. All vessels will have integrated countermeasures against Zarkak's weapons. In the asteroid belt, mining drones swarmed like mechanical insects around resource-rich rocks. They had been disguised as routine mining operations for decades, building up stockpiles of rare materials. Now their true purpose emerged as they fed refined metals and minerals into the production stream. Commander David Peterson monitored the logistics from his station on Ceres. Material flow is optimal, he reported to Earth Command. The automated refineries are operating at peak capacity. We're producing enough quantum-grade alloys to complete 50 capital ships per hour. The scale of production would have been impossible without the fusion of human innovation and artificial intelligence. Each ship was assembled by layers of specialized robots, from hull welding behemoths to microscopic machines that crafted delicate sensor arrays. In lunar orbit, Dr. Emily Wong supervised the testing of the first completed vessel. Structural integrity at 100%, she announced as the ship's systems came online. The AI integration is perfect. Each ship can operate with a crew of 20 instead of the usual 200. The vessel's design represented decades of human engineering refined to perfection. Every component was standardized for mass production, while incorporating the latest innovations. The ships were elegant in their efficiency, no wasted space, no unnecessary complexity. Zarkak's long-range sensors detected in the Kuiper Belt, reported Strategic Command. They're monitoring our system, but can't penetrate our sensor camouflage. They see only normal commercial traffic. Admiral Chen reviewed the production statistics from Geneva. The numbers were staggering. Mercury's facilities were completing a ship every 8 minutes. Venus added another one every 6 minutes. The asteroid belt facilities contributed one every 4 minutes. Combined with Earth's orbital yards and the Martian factories, they would meet their target ahead of schedule. The Zarkaks base their power on having technology we can't match, he addressed his staff. But they've never encountered a species that mastered mass production. They build their ships like artisans. We build ours like Henry Ford. In orbit around Jupiter, the first 100 completed ships gathered for testing. Their hulls gleamed with the distinctive blue-gray of quantum-forged steel, each vessel identical down to the molecular level. They moved in perfect formation, their AI systems synchronized through quantum networks. Dr. Wong watched the test results with satisfaction. Each ship can think and react faster than any organic crew, she explained to visiting officials. But they still need human commanders for strategic decisions. We've created a perfect synthesis of human intuition and machine precision. The production rate increased as systems were refined and optimized. Facilities that had spent decades in silent preparation now operated at full capacity. Earth's orbital screens showed an unending stream of commercial traffic, carefully disguised warships moving to their gathering points in the outer system. Rachel walked through her facility's command center, monitoring the endless stream of production data. Above her, robotic assemblers continued their relentless work, building humanity's response one ship at a time. On her neural display, she watched the counter of completed vessels tick upward. 1,247, 1,248, 1,248. 249. The Zarkax would learn too late that they hadn't attacked a primitive civilization. They had awakened an industrial giant, one that had spent 20 years preparing for exactly this moment. Inside the quantum research facility beneath Mount Fuji, Dr. Sofia Martinez adjusted her neural interface and studied the holographic display of the Zarkax weapon signatures. The data from New Haven's final moments played out before her, each frame revealing secrets about the alien technology. Their quantum destabilization weapons operate on principles we theorized but never implemented, she explained to the gathered engineers. They're using brute force where precision would be more effective. Classic overconfidence. The research team had been working nonstop since receiving the New Haven data. Their facility, disguised as a geothermal power plant, housed some of humanity's most advanced quantum computing systems. Hundreds of scientists and engineers worked in shifts, their combined expertise focused on one goal: turning alien superiority into a fatal weakness. Look at this energy signature. Dr. Marcus Wong pointed to a particular sequence. Their shields create a localized quantum field, but it's static. They never expected anyone to be able to analyze and adapt to it. In orbital laboratories above Mars, Dr. Elena Volkov supervised the integration of the new defensive systems. The shield modifications are complete, she reported as test drones fired replicated Zarkax weapons at the prototype. Their quantum destabilization beams are now only 20% as effective against our hulls. The production lines never stopped, but each new ship incorporated improvements in real time. Quantum computers processed combat simulations, artificial intelligence systems suggested optimizations, and human intuition provided the creative leaps that machines couldn't make. We're not just copying their technology, Admiral Chen observed during a progress review. We're improving it, making it our own. Each vessel became more than just a warship. Hydroponics bays provided fresh food and oxygen recycling. Recreation areas maintained crew health during long deployments. Cultural spaces preserved the human element that the Zarkax had dismissed as weakness. In the Lunar Science Complex, Dr. James Harper's team made a breakthrough in propulsion technology. The Zarkax use brute force for faster-than-light travel, he explained while testing the new drive system. We've developed something more elegant. Our ships can synchronize their quantum fields, allowing for coordinated jumps across vast distances. The innovations extended beyond weapons and defenses. Earth's scientists had created environmental systems that could sustain crews for years without resupply. Neural interfaces that allowed humans and AI to work in perfect harmony. Shield systems that adapted and learned from each attack. The Zarkax built their empire on technological superiority, Dr. Martins noted during a briefing. But they stopped innovating centuries ago. They never expected to encounter a species that could not only match their technology but improve upon it. In testing chambers throughout the solar system, prototype systems proved their worth. Shields that could withstand quantum destabilization beams, sensors that could track ships through fold space, weapons that could bypass alien defenses with surgical precision. But humanity's greatest innovation wasn't in the technology itself, it was in how they used it. Each ship carried a crew of 20 humans working in concert with advanced AI systems. Where the Zarkax rely on hierarchy and protocol, Earth's forces emphasized initiative and adaptation. Integration testing is complete, Dr. Volkov announced as the prototype ship demonstrated its capabilities. Every vessel in the fleet will have these upgrades within 48 hours. Production lines are already implementing the changes. The gathered officials watched as the test ship executed maneuvers that would have been impossible just months ago. Its hybrid human-AI crew responded to simulated threats with a combination of calculated precision and creative problem-solving that no purely organic or artificial system could match. Admiral Chen reviewed the final specifications with quiet satisfaction. They had taken the Zarkax's greatest strength, their advanced technology, and turned it into just another tool in humanity's arsenal. Each ship now carried the legacy of human ingenuity and the promise of innovation yet to come. Send the optimization protocols to all production facilities, he ordered. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity can really do. Jupiter's massive form provided the perfect backdrop as humanity's fleet gathered. Commander Michel Santos stood at the observation deck of Space Station Europa, watching as another formation of ships emerged from fold space. Their arrival was precisely choreographed, each group appearing exactly on schedule, moving into predetermined positions with fluid grace. Fleet Group Epsilon has completed deployment, the station's AI reported. Current ship count, 487,932 and rising. The ships arranged themselves in concentric rings around Jupiter, their quantum-forged hulls reflecting the gas giant's eternal storms. Solar light caught their surfaces, creating an artificial aurora that was visible from Earth's most powerful telescopes. Civilian astronomers reported a new constellation in the night sky, a testament to humanity's response. In the station's command center, Fleet Coordinator Thomas Chen monitored the intricate dance of vessels. The AI navigation systems are performing perfectly, he reported to Earth Command. We're maintaining optimal spacing despite Jupiter's gravitational influence. Each ship carried a piece of human culture within its advanced hull. The vessels bore names from Earth's history, literature, and mythology. Their crews had decorated internal spaces with art and music from their homelands. Even as they prepared for war, they carried the best of humanity with them. The Zarkak's long-range probes have increased their scanning attempts. Strategic operations reported from Mars. They're detecting the energy signatures but can't penetrate our quantum camouflage. All they see is unexplained gravitational anomalies. The fleet's gathering affected Jupiter's magnetosphere, creating patterns never before seen in nature. Scientists on Earth recorded the phenomena, knowing they were witnessing a moment that would be studied for centuries to come. Dr. Sarah Williams, the lead physicist at Europa Station, monitored the effects. The combined mass of the fleet is actually stabilizing some of Jupiter's storm systems, she noted with professional fascination. The quantum fields are interacting with the planet's magnetic field in ways we never anticipated. In the station's recreational area, off-duty crew members pressed against viewing windows, recording messages for family back home. The sight of nearly 500,000 warships gathered in formation was both terrifying and beautiful, a display of industrial might that transformed the space around Jupiter into a metallic forest. Fleet Group Omega arriving, announced Station Control. Another 100,000 ships materialized from fold space, their arrival timed to avoid any gravitational interference with the existing formations. Commander Santos walked through the station's corridors, listening to conversations in multiple languages. Crew members from every nation on Earth worked together, their former differences forgotten in the face of a common purpose. The station's walls displayed real-time counts of assembled ships, the numbers ticking upward with mechanical precision. We're receiving the final technical updates from Mars Research Base, reported Chief Engineer David Park. The last improvements to the quantum shield systems are being distributed through the fleet. Every ship will be at maximum combat readiness within 12 hours. The Zarkaks would expect a primitive response, perhaps a few dozen ships gathered in desperation. Instead, they would face the combined output of humanity's hidden industrial might. Each vessel represented not just military power, but the vindication of 20 years of preparation and sacrifice. From her observation post, Commander Santos watched as the final group of ships took their positions. The fleet now formed a perfect three-dimensional lattice around Jupiter, their positions calculated to maintain optimal combat effectiveness, while creating a display of power visible across the solar system. Final ship count, 600,000, confirmed fleet control. All vessels reporting ready status. Combat AI systems synchronized, human crews at battle stations. The gathered fleet represented more than just military power. It was a statement. Humanity would not be dismissed as primitive or weak. Each ship carried the legacy of New Haven and the combined will of a species that had spent 2 decades preparing for this moment. In the station's command center, the final deployment orders arrived from Earth. The greatest fleet humanity had ever built was ready. Soon, the Zarkax would learn the true cost of underestimating mankind. Admiral Chen stood in the command center of the flagship Remembrance, his neural interface connecting him to the fleet's quantum network. Around Jupiter, 600,000 ships waited in perfect formation, their crews poised for humanity's first coordinated faster-than-light jump. All battle groups report ready, Fleet Command announced. Quantum synchronization at optimal levels. Jump coordinates locked for all primary targets. The plan was bold in its simplicity. Through careful analysis of New Haven's sensor data, Earth had identified every major Zarkax military installation. They would strike them all simultaneously, giving the aliens no time to mount an effective defense. Launch the quantum probes, Chen ordered. Stealth drones slipped into fold space, carrying advanced sensor packages to each target. Within minutes, they began transmitting detailed tactical data. Commander Lisa Rodriguez, coordinating from Lunar Command, processed the incoming information. Zarkax defenses are at standard alert levels. No indication they've detected our preparations. Their arrogance is working in our favor. The fleet divided into precise battle groups, each targeting a specific installation. Years of simulations and AI-assisted planning had refined their tactics to perfection. Every ship knew its role. Every crew understood their part in the greater strategy. All ships, initiate quantum field synchronization, Chen commanded. The space around Jupiter rippled as 600,000 vessels linked their drive systems. The technical achievement was unprecedented. No species had ever attempted a coordinated jump of this scale. Dr. Emily Chen, the Admiral's sister and lead quantum physicist, monitored the synchronization from her station. Field coherence at 99%. The synchronized jump theory is working exactly as predicted. We're ready. In the final seconds before the jump, Chen opened a fleet-wide channel. "Remember New Haven," he said simply. The words echoed through every ship, reminding them why they fought. Jump initiation in 3, 2, 1. Space itself seemed to fold as the entire fleet vanished from Jupiter's orbit. The coordinated jump sent ripples through the quantum fabric of spacetime, a phenomenon that would be detected by astronomers across the galaxy. They emerged precisely on target. Battle Group Alpha appeared above the Zarkax military headquarters on Centauri Prime. Battle Group Beta materialized near their shipyards in the Sirius system. Each subsequent group arrived at their designated targets with perfect timing. The Zarkax response was everything they had predicted. Their commanders, accustomed to technological superiority, were paralyzed by the sudden appearance of an overwhelming force. Their standardized defense protocols, unchanged for centuries, prove useless against humanity's hybrid tactics. Battle Group Delta reports successful neutralization of planetary defenses in the Rigel sector. Strategic Command reported. Battle Group Echo has secured the Zarkax manufacturing centers in the Pleiades. Minimal civilian casualties. Humanity's ships moved with surgical precision. Their hybrid human-eye crews adapted instantly to Zarkax counterattacks, their quantum shields easily deflecting weapons that had devastated New Haven. Each battle group executed their objectives with methodical efficiency. Commander Rodriguez coordinated the real-time tactical updates. The Zarkax are attempting to concentrate their forces in the Centauri sector, exactly as predicted. Moving to Phase 2. The trap was sprung. As the Zarkax fleet gathered for a counterattack, they found themselves surrounded. Battle groups that had already secured their primary objectives jumped in behind them, creating a perfect sphere of human warships. To all Zarkax forces, Admiral Chen broadcast on all frequencies. Your military installations have been neutralized. Your leadership is contained. Humanity offers you this one chance to surrender. The response came within minutes. The Zarkax Supreme Command, faced with the complete encirclement of their remaining forces, transmitted their surrender on all channels. Throughout the fleet, crews maintained their discipline even in victory. There would be time for celebration later. For now, they had a new task. showing the galaxy that humanity's strength lay not just in its ability to wage war, but in its capacity for mercy and victory. The sunrise over New Haven's rebuilt Central Plaza painted the morning sky in shades of red and gold. Governor Sarah Chen, her uniform now bearing the insignia of both Earth Defense Command and the newly formed Interstellar Cooperation Initiative, watched as human and Zarkak's construction teams worked side by side to install the colony's new quantum shield generator. The integration of their crystalline technology with our mass production methods is proceeding ahead of schedule, reported Dr. Kenzo Yamamoto, lead engineer of the reconstruction effort. They're starting to understand our approach to innovation. 3 months had passed since the surrender. Earth's response had shocked not just the Zarkaks, but every spacefaring civilization in the known galaxy. The sight of 600,000 warships executing perfect synchronized jumps had rewritten the established order of space. Another diplomatic delegation arriving from the Centauri sector, Sarah's neural interface informed her. The stream of alien representatives had been constant as other civilizations sought to understand how humanity had hidden such massive industrial capacity for so long. In orbit above New Haven, the defensive fleet maintained its vigilant watch. The ships now bore new markings, symbols of peace alongside their weapons of war. Each vessel had been modified to serve dual purposes: defense and scientific exploration. The cultural exchange program is showing remarkable results, Dr. Elena Martinez reported during the morning briefing. Young Zarkaks are particularly interested in human methods of continuous improvement. They've never encountered a species that views technology as an evolving process rather than a fixed achievement. The former Zarkaks Military Command, now reformed into a civilian council, had been stunned to learn that humanity had reversed engineered and improved upon their technology in mere months. Their belief in their own superiority had blinded them to the potential of other species. Update from Earth, the communications officer announced. The conversion of Mercury's shipyards to peaceful production is complete. First wave of scientific vessels will launch next week. Sarah walked through the rebuilt hydroponics dome, now twice its original size thanks to the integration of Zarkak's environmental systems with human agricultural techniques. Children from both species played among the growing plants, their laughter a testament to the possibility of change. Admiral Chen's image appeared via quantum hologram during the afternoon council session. The defensive network is operational, he reported. Every developing civilization in our sector now has a rapid response fleet assigned to protect them. The era of imperial expansion is over. Humanity's massive fleet had been reorganized. While maintaining enough ships to ensure peace, the majority had been converted for scientific missions, exploration, and humanitarian aid. The shipyards that had built them now produced vessels of discovery rather than destruction. Your species continues to surprise us, remarked High Counselor Zextol, former Supreme Commander of the Zarkaks forces, now serving as their chief diplomat. We thought we were punishing a primitive world. Instead, you taught us the true meaning of advancement. In the evening, Sarah visited the memorial garden where holographic images showed every colonist lost in the original attack. Their sacrifice had led not to endless war, but to a transformation none could have predicted. The garden included a Zarkaks meditation crystal, their traditional symbol of remembrance and reflection. New contact detected at the edge of charted space, Strategic Command reported. Unknown configuration. Previous protocols would have classified them as a potential threat. Send the diplomatic fleet, Sarah ordered. Let's show them how humanity greets its neighbors now. As night fell over New Haven, lights from homes and research centers created a tapestry of human and alien architecture working in harmony. The quantum shield generator hummed quietly, its power derived from both species' technology, stronger together than either alone. Earth had proven it could field 600,000 warships. But its greatest victory came in showing the galaxy that the same determination, innovation, and industrial might could be turned to creation rather than destruction. Humanity had not just survived its trial by fire. It had emerged as a guide for others to follow.